Many men carry a heavy, unspoken burden, one that often goes unnoticed by those around them. When it comes to their sexual health, the weight of silence can feel overwhelming, making it hard to even start a conversation. From a young age, boys are taught to be strong and stoic to handle problems alone, especially those tied to sexuality. Vulnerability is rarely encouraged, and emotional openness is often dismissed as weakness. Admitting a concern can feel like a personal failing, so men often stay silent, fearing judgment or embarrassment. The pressure to appear in control at all times can be suffocating. This silence isn't from lack of concern, but from deep anxiety and the fear of being seen as less of a man. The stigma around these issues makes it even harder to reach out for help. Fathers rarely discuss these topics, leaving sons to navigate sexual health alone, piecing together information from unreliable sources. This lack of guidance can lead to confusion, shame, and misinformation. The locker room is more about bravado than real support, reinforcing the idea that sexual health is taboo. Instead of honest conversations, men are met with jokes or silence, deepening the sense of isolation. In many societies, masculinity is defined by strength and confidence, so any issue feels like a threat to identity. The pressure to live up to these ideals can make it nearly impossible to admit vulnerability. Staying silent becomes a flawed defense mechanism, isolating men and preventing them from seeking help. The longer the silence lasts, the harder it becomes to break free from it. This silence, passed down through generations, leaves countless men struggling alone. Breaking this cycle starts with understanding why the silence exists, and daring to speak up, even when it feels impossible. Society projects an image of the ideal man, always ready, always confident, which is both unrealistic and damaging. When men fall short of this standard, shame and isolation set in, because no one talks about their struggles. Toxic masculinity demands men suppress emotions and never admit weakness, making it nearly impossible to discuss sexual health. The fear of being seen as weak or less of a man silences many, tying self-worth to sexual performance. Sex education rarely covers the emotional side, leaving men without the language to express or understand their experiences. Without open discussion, men see their concerns as unique failures, deepening their reluctance to seek help. The result, a cycle of silence and shame that keeps men from the support they need. Picture a man in his 40s struggling with erections. He lies awake, staring at the ceiling, replaying moments of disappointment and confusion. The silence in the room feels heavy, almost suffocating, as he wonders if he's the only one facing this. He blames stress, avoids intimacy, and feels too ashamed to talk to his partner or doctor. The distance between them grows, not just physically, but emotionally, as unspoken worries build up. Or a young man anxious about premature ejaculation, pressured by unrealistic expectations, who avoids relationships rather than seek help. He compares himself to others, feeling inadequate and alone, convinced that no one else could understand. Another man notices a rash and panics about STIs, but shame keeps him from seeing a doctor, risking his health and others. The fear of judgment outweighs his need for answers, so he waits, hoping the problem will disappear on its own. Even a gradual loss of libido can feel like a personal failure, so men stay silent, fearing their partner will take it personally. The worry festers, turning small doubts into overwhelming anxieties. These scenarios are common, but silence only deepens anxiety and isolation. The more men keep their struggles hidden, the more alone they feel, trapped in a cycle of worry and self-doubt. Men often turn to the internet for answers, falling for scams or misinformation instead of seeking real solutions. Desperation can lead them down confusing paths, making things worse instead of better. The stigma around sexual health makes honest conversations feel impossible. Fear of being judged or misunderstood keeps men from reaching out, even when they desperately want to. Without support, men withdraw, relationships suffer, and treatable issues become crises. The silence doesn't protect anyone, it only creates more pain. Silence keeps men stuck, unable to find answers or relief. The weight of unspoken fears can feel unbearable, making it harder to move forward. Breaking this cycle starts with acknowledging these struggles are normal and shared. When men open up, they discover they're not alone, and that hope and help are possible. Silence turns minor, treatable issues into major health crises. Ignoring symptoms like erectile dysfunction can mean missing early warnings for serious conditions like heart disease or diabetes. The emotional toll is just as severe. Anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem thrive in isolation. Hiding problems drains energy and joy, affecting work, relationships, and overall well-being. In relationships, silence breeds misunderstanding and distance, sometimes causing lasting damage. Without open communication, couples can't work through issues together, and trust erodes. Men searching for answers online risk falling for myths and dangerous advice. The culture of silence keeps men uninformed, passing stigma and preventable problems to the next generation. Speaking up is the first step to breaking this harmful cycle. Starting a conversation about sexual health can be transformative. Sharing a worry brings immediate relief and makes problems feel more manageable. Talking to a doctor leads to accurate information, effective treatment, and reassurance that issues are common and treatable. Open communication strengthens relationships, building trust and intimacy through vulnerability. Partners often respond with empathy, deepening connection and teamwork. Every man who speaks up helps dismantle the culture of silence, making it easier for others to follow. These acts of courage challenge outdated stereotypes and redefine strength. By talking, men improve their own health and help create a more supportive community. Breaking the silence starts with small steps. It's normal to feel nervous or unsure about opening up, especially when it comes to personal or sensitive topics. But remember, every conversation begins with a single word, and taking that first step is often the hardest part. Write down your concern before seeing a doctor. It makes starting the conversation easier. Jotting down your thoughts or questions can help organize what you want to say, so you don't forget anything important when the moment comes. Even a short list on your phone can make a big difference. Doctors are trained for these talks and want to help, not judge. They've heard it all before, and their main goal is to support your health and well-being. Being honest with them helps you get the care you need. If that feels too hard, start with your partner in a calm, private moment, focusing on feelings rather than just symptoms. Sharing your emotions can help your partner understand what you're going through, and it can make the conversation feel less intimidating. Frame it as a shared challenge, not a personal failing. Remind each other that facing difficulties together can strengthen your relationship and build trust. Educate yourself using reputable sources like Mayo Clinic or NHS to feel more empowered and prepared. Reliable information can clear up confusion and help you feel more confident about what to expect. This knowledge helps you ask better questions and reduces anxiety. When you understand your options, you're more likely to feel in control and less overwhelmed by uncertainty. Confide in a trusted friend by bringing up the topic generally to gauge their reaction. Sometimes just talking about your worries in a casual way can open the door to deeper conversations. You may find they've had similar concerns, creating a bond of support. Sharing experiences can help you both feel less isolated and more understood. Knowing you're not alone can give you the courage to seek real help. Every conversation you start is a step toward feeling better and building a stronger support network around you. Friends, family, and partners are vital in creating a safe space for men to talk about sexual health. Listen without judgment or quick fixes. Just offer empathy and support. Normalize health conversations by bringing up checkups and well-being casually. Partners can gently discuss intimacy, focusing on connection, not just performance. Challenge stereotypes when you hear them. Support honesty and vulnerability. Every supportive conversation chips away at stigma and builds trust. By fostering empathy and open dialogue, we empower men to seek help and reclaim their health. True strength is found in the courage to speak up and care for oneself and loved ones. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more important conversations, share it with someone who might need it, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice matters. Let's keep the dialogue going.